Alright, welcome back to Gary's Garage. So one of the issues that I've been having over the years with machining, particularly on the mill, but also on the lathe, is chip control. When you're really chewing off material. Now, this here being my new Harrison lathe, it takes more material off than I've been used to with my Boxford. And a Boxford, for those who don't know, is a copy of a South Bend made in the UK, just heavier and really just a nicer machine. I've owned both, and I definitely go for the Boxford any day over a South Bend. But those were still in the same type of lightweight caliber type machines or class of machines. This one here is considerably heavier, and it will throw a lot of chips. So I installed this chip guard right here on the lathe. Basically, it's just one of those swing over guards, and it's a little cumbersome, but it does kind of work. Where it doesn't work is down here. Now, this is a North American thing, where you have your traverse wheel on the left-hand side of the apron. In the UK, in Europe, you'll find them mostly on the right-hand side, and there's a good reason for that, obviously. So on some machines I've seen, I think on Taiwanese machines or other offshore machines where the wheel is on the left-hand side, there'll be a sort of a guard, some kind of cast shield right around here to protect your hand from all the chips, flying across. So that's a pretty good idea. This one doesn't have that. So what I did, I ordered this Rockler chip guard. I think it's used for woodworking lathes, but I modified it. It didn't look like this when I bought it. It had some other base, or it didn't even have a base. I think it just had a screw on it, and that was it. So I modified it. I cut it off. I mounted it on this magnetic base. It happens to fit quite nicely. And what I do is I stick it onto the side of the lathe right here. So there you see it magnetized to the side of the apron. And the shield kind of bends around and goes right in front of the wheel there. And yeah, I could slide it back and forth. And that really helps deal with the balance of the chips that come out. I think it deals with roughly 85%, maybe 95% of the chips, but in and around there. So it's not a bad solution. But on the milling machine could get really out of control, as everybody knows. So what I did, I made this apron with this siliconized mat and articulated arms on both sides. You can see that on the other side as well too. And that helps control the chips flying towards the back and a little bit towards the side of the mill, which is good. But the front, of course, depending on the direction of the spindle, the front is always an issue. So I ordered a shield. This is on Amazon. I don't remember what the brand was, but I'm sure there aren't very many at all. When you do a search for shields on Amazon, there isn't much that comes up. But this one right here is polycarbonate. It's quite thick, and my thought was to have this installed on some kind of articulated arm or telescoping system in front of the head. Couldn't really figure out a good solution for that, at least not yet. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mount it on my Kurt vise right here through these two threaded bolt holes. And what I'm doing right here, the setup I got going on the mill, is I'm going to slot 2 slots so that the shield can slide over, a little bit one way or the other, sort of to make up, to catch the chips. If well, I don't know if this is going to work, so it really is an experiment. But that's the idea. So I'm going to make a couple of slots, and that's what I'm doing here today. So I'll just set up the camera, get that going, and see if it does anything. Okay, here we go. looks like it. Alright, I'll take this apart and see if it worked. Alright, so looks like this has worked out. Don't know how well you'll be able to see this. I'll try to get a reflection going, but I do have a couple of slots there. A little bit of a boo-boo there, but not terribly bad. I knew this was offset a little too much, so I just readjusted it. Isn't 100% perfect, but you know what? Doesn't matter. For the purpose, I think it's going to work. Now this is going to mount here. Can you see that? Yeah. So the next part of the project is going to be to make a couple of brass screws that fit in here. I could just use hex bolts, but I just want to make something a little nicer. And the idea is that you'll have two screws. You just loosen them by hand a little bit, slide it over that much, tighten them up again, and if I find the chips are coming too much over to the other side, depending on the direction of rotation and all that, or just the way they're ejecting, I could slide it over quite a bit, so at least a full almost 3 inches over, 2.5 to 3 inches over. So that gives me some adjustability. This will be good enough for now, I think, just to try out. And if this doesn't work out, then I'll try to find some other way of mounting this up on the head so I can move it up and down. But we're going to try this out first. So next, we're going to make some screws. I got too far. Yeah, I'm not used to this DRO. I gotta tell you, it screwed me up a few times here already. Yeah, 290. Am I over? Yeah, I should be at 375. So I completely screwed that up. Start again.
All right, take two.
How this insert is cutting. That's a beautiful finish. That's absolutely beautiful. But it's not going to matter if it's getting threaded. So there should be 0.375, 0.374, 0.373. Okay, that's good. Looks better, I think. I think the idea is just to go a little faster. Not great. No, not great at all. Well, yeah. So there you go. Not a great looking knurl at all. It looks quite rough. The ribs don't look very straight. So what I'll do is I'll just run a cutter across here just to smooth this over a little bit and then part it off. Oh, it's alright. It's not as sharp. And it's still a knurl. Okay, I'll just part it off. Okay, didn't want to try to catch that. Let's see, will this thing focus? Yes, there we go. So there we go, that's the little thumb screw. I'll foul that off or pop it off. But that should be it. I'll just go and make another one off camera and then bring it over to the mill and see if this damn thing works. Well guys, here it is. It's done. It actually turned out really quite nice. The screws they're just buttery smooth in there. Just a little bit of knurling just helps grab it. It's low profile enough that it doesn't get in the way of anything. Easy to loosen up. Slide little contraption back and forth. There we go. Like so. Probably leave it in the middle there for now. Just snug it up like so, and it's in there rock solid. I think it turned out really nice. Not too bad. We'll see how it works. Anyway, thanks a lot for coming out.